In trouble when I said book is all
yeah. Okay. We're rolling.
Look at Bobby just tearing up a damn place.
Well, I ain't on none of that no way. Even though I helped build this building, I ain't on nothing.
Make the house.
So I ain't even worried about that. I helped build this building. Ain't no, you can't see me in here nowhere. Yeah, I know you don't want to hear
You
that.
carried the water. You carried the water, Bobby.
I did more than carry the water. I know that. That's why I wanted to record this, because I wanted your version, and I'm gonna give them mine.
Look, right now I'll take any version.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Any idea you got, any version idea you got, I'll take it.
No, that's not how this is gonna work.
All right, Sandy.
That's not how this is working.
You put him on the show.
No, ain't nobody putting me nowhere. That's one thing I got covered. Is more. He's looking studious, ladies and gentlemen. On the other end of this video camera is a brother I've known for nearly 30 years. And the building we are sitting in, I say we are sitting in because it was a we in it. But it was this man's vision, tenacity, and sense of purpose that turned this lot right here. It used to be a gas station into the headquarters of the National Black Contractors Association. Brother Hamid, if I may have your attention, looking like a scholar right now, but
yes,
in actuality, this building is here because of the work you did with your hands and your heart. At what point in your life did you assume the mantle of responsibility for your self-determination?
Bobby, thanks for inviting me in.
We ain't got time for all of that. This ain't the Johnny Carson show.
This ain't the Johnny Carson show.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it to you straight.
Please, no chase.
No chase. 16 years of age, I became conscious. Became aware that our people had a problem and there was a struggle in America. And to liberate black people from economic self-destruction and self-oppression. And that's when I began to embrace an ideology that basically trained me to rise to the occasion of leadership.
Okay, now you did the first leg of it with your hands. Can you take us back to what fascinated you about the construction process?
You know, historically speaking, I knew that we were great builders of civilization, and I, was fascinated as a young man because I used to see African Americans working in our neighborhood, in our community, building. And they were building houses and they were working, gainfully employed. And I always wanted to grow up to be a builder. I started out working and building pigeon houses and, go-karts and things in the backyard. And when I got old enough, I went through an apprenticeship program. And that apprenticeship program was first introduced to me through the union shop. And the unions were challenging because you had to go through the exams and you had to, certain things that kept us out. So I completed my apprenticeship program under the tutelage of Brother Alvin Jones. He was the brother of the late Napoleon Judge Jones, and he and his father taught me the master trades along with King Taylor, Mr. William Walker, and Mr. Larry Logan. These were all my mentors in construction. So they taught me as a young man how to use my hands to fabricate buildings like this.
So along the journey, you started your own construction company. Can you tell us a little something about that?
Well, when I was working for these gentlemen, I always had my eyes on the prize, which was to do for self, to be self-employed. And I started out first with Hamid's Carpentry and Welding because I was a master welder. And that emerged into a corporate conglomerate called AL Metals. And it afforded me the opportunity to hire and employ 150 men. At that time, our gross receipts were $6 million a year.
And what year was that when you peaked?
I was doing 1980, 87, 85, on those years, 89. This is during the height of the construction boom in the residential community. And I had basically had 150 guys working for me, keeping them employed, and and provided a good living for ourselves.
So what was the range of construction that you guys were involved in?
Well, we were residential, commercial. We were pretty much, we would buy and develop lots and flip them. They didn't call them flipping at that time. We were basically just buying and investing property. So vacant lots in the inner city. We bought close to 38 houses in that first year. That some were buy and hold, like residential apartment units, and the others were, we would go in and buy these lots and build them up from the ground up. At the same time, I had 150 guys working on tracks that were basically stackers and joisters and sheeters. These were master framers that were out there building things like the 1,000 housing condo complex called Black Horse, you know, or 52 units out here off of Mission Gorge Road. So we would command the men to go out and do these projects as a master builder. And that's basically where we were personally, for my personal development.
What compelled you to start a Black Construction Association?
The Black Contractors Association was born just after during the Black Power movement. I was born during the Civil Rights era. During the Black Power movement in 1982, it was a Reaganomics era where blacks were not getting the economic share. Reagan had admonished the members of the NAACP and black folks to do for self, to believe in, to pick themselves up by their own bootstrap. And what I saw in our community was black contractors weren't getting the church building projects that they used to get, that were afforded them. White contractors that were basically recommended by the lenders came into the black community and started taking the big jobs that we call the big jobs when you build a big church. And so we saw ourselves on the outside looking in, rather than to groan and moan and complain among ourselves. I challenged my mentors to take a stand and go public with it. And that's how we did it. We took it out, we took off on that, and basically excited me to establish the Black Contractors Association, which is now the National Black Contractors.
And that was in 1982?
1982, yes,
so
sir.
This is the 30th
anniversary, yes, sir,
of the Black Contractors Association. What are some of the things in the construction journey are you most proud of?
You know, I think, you know, one of the things that I'm very proud of the fact is that, well, I'm grateful to God, the Creator, first and foremost, for the people that have come and helped us, like yourself, Bobby, and others that have been along this journey.
Can you say that again?
A wife that has been, you know.
Hold up, we'll get to her in a minute, but you can get to that other part. Who did you say helped you?
I've been grateful, first and foremost, to individuals who have come along the way and have helped us in this journey. People like yourself, and having a wife that's been beautiful, you know, and very supportive. There's an endless list of names of individuals who have helped us. But the notable accomplishments of this organization is just basically assessing where our people were where our shortfalls were. One, we couldn't get on the public prevailing wage projects that paid today $45 and $55 an hour because we were not registered apprentices. And we'd have to get in long union labor lines that were mainly Irish or whites or Latino, whoever the ruling family was, that's who you saw in the lines. And everybody else would be cut out. Black folks weren't in those lines. We would be aced out of the union jobs. The state requires in California that you be registered as a state or federal approved apprentice in order to work on a prevailing wage job. Well, we went after that accreditation. Unbeknownst to us, this would be the first African-American certified apprenticeship program in the country. We're very proud of that. We're proud of the fact that we are able to accreditate apprentices to work for prevailing wage contractors in the construction industry. And that's what we have been able to do.
What was the organization that you pursued that accreditation under?
It was under the Black Contractors Association. It is called the Intercity Unilateral Apprenticeship Committee, and that's been our, been our mantle.
Well, who were some of the board members of it?
Founding members of the IUAC was Mr. Phil Brown, Mr. Stanley Robinson. We had Charles Davis, yours truly, Bobby Glanton Smith, who was at the catalyst of this effort. And we have to give real credit to Mr. Dave Johnson, who was working for the Department of Industrial Relations Division of Apprenticeship Standards, who was our consultant, that helped us write the initiative to get this program approved.
So what year was that approval acquired?
The approval was acquired in 1991, is when we acquired it. It was held up because of a challenge by the unions. saying that they were the ones to be the creditor, to give credit to accreditation to apprenticeship programs, and they had been here for so long, and they were going to be the sole source. So from there, it led us to a fight. We had people like now Judge Trapp, Randy Trapp, and Robert Tambuzzi, the Urban League, and the NAACP all joined forces with the Black Contractors Association to appeal to the state to allow us the right to train our own. And that allowed us to establish this apprenticeship program in 1992.
Now, along that same track of activity, could you walk us back through how you ended up at this location, 6125 Imperial Avenue, San Diego, California?
Well, it has been by the generosity of my Lord. You know, they say good things come for those who strive hard, blessed are those who forge a way for others. Through the A.L. Metals conglomerate, we were a high-profile organization. There was a gentleman, may he rest in peace, who had requested that he become anonymous, had knocked on the door and said, "I heard you're going to be teaching young people master trades." And so I said, "Yes, we are." He says, "Well, I tell you what, I have a gas station. And it's an old gas station on the corner of 61st and Imperial. It's 3/4 of an acre. How would you like me to donate that to you so your youth would have a facility to put their tools in and a yard to build their pet projects?" I said, "Sir, we'll take anything." And that was how we got this property. Someone knocked on the door and gave us the land. I knew about the Superfund because it was contaminated soil. And I wrote a grant through HUD to get the soils removed, or the tanks removed, along with the building, along with the CBGD Community Development Block Grant through Councilman George Stevens, who we give most and all the credit to for being courageous enough as a councilman to see and have the foresight to see that it's important for us to have our own facility. The Community Development Block Grant funds are federal funds that most African Americans don't have privy to, and this money was given to us to build a $1.5 million state-of-the-art facility that's appraised value of $3 million today plus, with a computer lab, classrooms, training construction lab, corporate offices, as well as a business incubation center, along with executive office suites, where we have created self-funding. So that's how we acquired this property, and that's how we acquired the funding. It was through a $1.5 million community development block grant that myself, Phil Brown, and Debbie Brown sat at the kitchen table and wrote to get the first leg of funding, and thereafter I was able to get the additional $1 million that we needed to build the facility. So
was the construction, and this is a 10,000 square foot facility, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
It's
a 10,000 square foot training facility. 6,000 square foot of it is construction class and construction lab and classroom.
Okay, as the organization and the facility has evolved, what are some of the things that come to mind that make you proud of your progress as an association?
The fact that I'm looking at young men and young women who have come through this apprenticeship program who are now in business for themselves, contractors, engineers. A couple of the gentlemen that work for our program is a gentleman by the name of Charles Black, or Chuck Black Jr., who builds $50 million or manages $50 million developments for the Barnhart Baffert Beatty Company. He's a superintendent. There's another one by the name of Dave, I forget Dave's name, it's escaped me, who is also the project manager, and Glenn Harmon, who's a general contractor, and Brian Grisco, who's a general contractor. So to see these gentlemen come in at young ages, or like the Dwight Booker who built the Lincoln High School, as you drive down the street, you'll see Lincoln High School development, as a drywall metal lath foreman. But you see them coming out of the program and going into business for themselves. This is the mission and this is the purpose of this program. So making sure that our people get gainful employment and they have the skills, you know, to be employable. And that's one of the greatest accomplishments that I can see.
Now you have a relationship with, first it was HUD and now it's the Department of Labor. Can you speak to the collaboration between Youth Bill and the Black Contractors Association.
Yeah, and let me say too, Bobby, for the record, we are an association of black professional builders, and our contractors are, some of them have engaged in $100 million developments like William Jones, who built the City Heights development. We're building churches and houses and homes and dog houses to high rises. So as contractors, we have sponsored this youth program, the Intercity Unilateral Apprenticeship Committee. What we realized, in order for the Intercity Unilateral Apprenticeship Committee to have a successful platform, is that we had to establish a pre-apprenticeship program. It's sort of a weeding out process, or to give young people an opportunity, a first look, a look-see at some of the trades that are being offered to them. So what we did was we heard about a program called Youth Build that was federally funded, and we wrote a grant, my wife and I, for $1.1 million, and we were able to get $1.1 million to bring in and give young people a stipends who had dropped out of high school, didn't have their high school diplomas and GEDs, and we gave them a stipends to come to school to get their high school diploma and build a couple of houses from the ground up. So that program has afforded us hundreds of opportunities from young people to get back into the construction industry or get into the construction industry and to get back into school. And so that schooling has offered them the opportunity. And so Jan is the director, executive director of the Youth Build program that's training our young people. And we're a team, we're partners. You know, we have 6 beautiful children, and you know, we've been married 25 years, and real men, you know, understand that the value of having a real woman on your side can take you to the highest heights.
Well, I like the way you pivoted into that as your boss showed up on cue. So if you would, please go ahead and assume your position as the head of this household and the real man in the family. The real man is sometimes a woman. You know, I've got somebody that already said that, and it makes this, like I say, a very organic situation. Basically, before I go any further, I need him to do one thing. So if you just roll your chair over here for just 1 second here, because this is, after all, a man folk project for the most part.
Yes, indeed.
I need you to do something on cue. Hi, I'm Abdul Rahim Hamid, and real men don't play. Say it like you might mean it.
Hi, I'm Abdul Rahim Hamid, and real men don't play.
Okay. Now, Jan, you can roll back over there.
There's that look.
That's right. You got that look. You know I don't play when I got that look right.
The camera's rolling now, so I don't want you to get put on probation right in front of an international audience, Brother Hamid.
Yes, sir.
We have collaborated over the years on various things, and I will say from the other side of this camera that everything that is sitting here and around here, and all the achievements of the people who came through these doors, this lady sitting here has been every bit a part of it. Jan, if you would please say something that I can preserve and use for this project. And I'll ask this question: what did you think when you saw the website and I included that picture? Why do you think I did that?
Well,
of you and him in a real men don't play, where ain't no women on nothing else in the whole thing. Why did you end up in that mix?
well, Bobby, because you know, it says real men don't play, neither does real women.
Now we're gonna cut that part, but go ahead on.
You better not cut.
Oh, that's out.
Real women.
You got y'all write your own book. You got Oprah and all that other stuff, so you know. You're supposed to edify.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not a what would you call it? I'm not one of the women that emasculate men.
Okay.
So that is one of the things I don't do.
Okay.
But I can say real women don't play neighbor.
Yeah, there you go.
So
cut. I don't need you plugging.
I'm not
stay on script.
I'm not a woman emasculator.
Okay.
And I think I showed up on that website as one of the only women because of
one of the only, no, the only one.
Oh, the only woman. Wow. Thank you, Bobby.
No, you don't. We run out of tape.
Oh, okay. Well, also, come on, Bobby. I showed up on there because you, the orchestrator of this whole project, know what part I've played as a wife, as a mother, as a friend to one of your best friends, and as a friend to you as well. You know what my fiber is, what I'm made of, as far as a woman and a partner to one of your candidates. Real men don't play. So you've seen what I've done, and as I said, you do know my fiber, what I'm made of, and I take that as an honor that you would even think of me enough to and feel comfortable that you would have me in this project, you know, and it says a lot, you know, and it's very, very, very much, it's important to me that you see me in that light. And if you see me in that light, brother, then I know that my other brothers see me in that light as well.
Thank you. And on cue, I want you to look right into the camera and say, "Hi, I'm Janice Hamid, and my husband don't play."
Hi, I'm Janice Hamid, and my husband don't play.
That's a wrap. Thank you very much.